The truth is, not everyone is born weak, but a lot of people choose to live that way. Have you ever wondered why some people become sharper the more they suffer, while others collapse completely after just one small hit? It's not because they're smarter. It's not because they're luckier. It's because they understand ancient philosophical laws that quietly separate the strong from the weak. Today, we're not talking about cheap motivation, not toxic positivity, not empty "you got this" slogans. We're going to dissect each quote through the true Stoic lens, direct, cold, but free. And most importantly, after each group of ideas, you get a concrete exercise you can apply immediately in real life. No theory, no vagueness. If you're brave enough to look straight at yourself, this video won't just change how you think, it will change how you live. Watch until the end, because this might be the last time you look at your own weakness the same way. Before we go any further, let me ask you something honestly. If your life isn't where you want it to be, who's responsible? The Stoics answered this question over 2 years ago. The strong take responsibility for their lives, the weak wait for someone to save them. This sounds cold, but it's not cruel, it's liberating. The weak always have a list of excuses, circumstances, family, society, someone didn't help enough. The strong are different. They look straight at their life and say, if something is wrong, I'm the one who fixes. In Stoic philosophy, this is the foundation. No one owes you a good life. Epictetus said, it's not events that harm us, but our judgment of them. The strong don't wait to be saved. They save themselves through small actions every day. And here's the part that makes people uncomfortable. When you take full responsibility, you no longer have anyone to blame. But in return, you gain full control. Freedom belongs to those who can govern themselves. Most people think freedom means doing whatever you want, saying whatever you want, living however you want. The Stoics say no. That's not freedom. That's being led by instinct. If you can control your emotions, disease, impulsive reactions, then who's really in control? A text message makes you angry, criticism makes you fall apart, temptation makes you say yes. Marcus Aurelius called this inner slavery. The strong don't need many external rules because they have internal discipline. Freedom doesn't come from breaking limits. Freedom comes from setting limits for yourself. Power begins with self-control and ends with self-respect. This is a perfect modern Stoic quote. You can have money, status, influence, but if you can't control yourself, it's all just surface-level pain. The Stoics didn't admire those who defeated us. They respected those who defeated themselves. When you control your mouth, when you're angry, your ego, when you hurt your laziness, when no one is watching, you start to respect yourself. And self-respect is something no one can take from you. If you don't respect yourself, don't be surprised when the world doesn't either. The strong master their emotions, the weak are mastered by them. Emotions aren't bad, but letting them drive is dangerous. The weak say, I was angry, so I said it. I was sad, so I quit. The strong say, I feel this, but I won't let it decide my actions. That difference creates two completely different destinies. Stoicism doesn't teach you to kill emotions. It teaches you to put them in the right place, signals, not commands. If you only listen and don't act, this is just entertainment philosophy. So here are 4 brutally practical Stoic exercises. Exercise 1. Radical responsibility for the next 7 days. Whenever a problem appears, ask one question: what is my part in this? You don't need perfection, just honesty. Exercise 2. Self-governance. Check every night. Ask yourself, which emotion controlled me today? Did I react or did I choose? Write it down. No excuses. Exercise 3. 1 act of self-control. Choose one small action every day. Don't speak when angry. No phone for the first 3 minutes of the day. Do the hard task before the easy one, small but consistent. Exercise for respect audit. If someone else lived the way I'm living, would I respect them? If group I is the foundation, group I is where most people quit. Discipline, delayed gratification, and choice no one wants to make. And that's exactly where the strong begin to pull ahead. Don't go anywhere. Here's a hard truth: life isn't hard. Discipline is hard, so people choose a harder life instead. The Stoics saw this clearly long ago. Discipline gives the strong freedom, while indulgence chains the weak. Most people hate the word discipline because they think it's a prison. The Stoics thought the opposite. They said lack of discipline is the real prison. Look around: phone addiction, comfort addiction, avoiding hard work. No one is forcing them, but they can't escape. Discipline doesn't take your freedom. It removes what's stealing it. Marcus Aurelius wrote, in essence, you have power over your mind, not external events. Discipline is how you exercise that power. The strong delay gratification, the weak demand it now. This is the sharpest line between two types of people. The weak ask, how do I feel right now? The strong ask, who will I become if I keep choosing this? Delayed gratification isn't self-punishment. It's long-term vision. Not never enjoying life, never resting, but knowing when to say not yet. Epictetus said it plainly, no man is free who cannot master himself. If you always need immediate rewards, you'll always be a slave to short-term pleasure. Strength is choosing long-term meaning over short-term pleasure. Pleasure is fast. Meaning is slow. Pleasure is loud. Meaning is quiet. And that's why most people choose what's fast, easy, and sweet. Stoicism doesn't ask, does this make me happy? It asks, does this make me a better human being? The strong accept a little discomfort today so they don't hate themselves tomorrow. Slow pacing, the price of meaning is paid up front. The price of pleasure is paid later, and it's usually expensive. Hard choice makes strong men, avoiding choice creates weak ones. Hard choices don't exhaust you. Avoiding them does. The weak delay decisions, tomorrow when I'm ready, when conditions are better, but life's doesn't reward hesitation. The Stoics believed every hard choice today creates an easier life tomorrow. Every avoidance creates invisible debt. You can avoid pain. You can only choose purposeful pain or meaningless pain. If Group I taught you who's holding the wheel, Group I teaches you how to drive. Exercise 1 task, discipline freedom test. Choose one small discipline for one task. Wake up 30 minutes earlier, 5 minutes earlier. Focus daily, no social media after 9 p.m. Observe, where does your life open up? Exercise 2, gratification delay. Draw whenever you want to. So the easy thing, ask, what happens if I delay this by 1 minute? Just 1 minute. Most urges die on their own. Exercise 3, meaning check before major decisions. Ask, in 5 years, will I be proud or ashamed of this choice? No one else can answer that for you. Exercise 4, on hard choice a day. Every day, deliberately choose one hard thing, the necessary conversation, the task you've been avoiding, the habit you're afraid to quit. Strength is built in things no one applauds. If Group I made you uncomfortable, Group I will make you grow. Suffering, adversity, and how the strong turn them into advantage. Don't leave the video, because this part will change how you see suffering for the rest of your life. Listen closely to this. Pain doesn't destroy people. The meaning we assign to pain does. The Stoics don't fear pain. They fear meaningless pain. Pain is a teacher to the strong and an excuse to the weak. Two people suffer the same pain. One asks, what can I learn from this? The other asks, why is this happening to me? And from that moment, their lives move in completely different directions. The weak use pain to complain, justify, stay stuck. The strong use pain to refine themselves, strip away illusions, become sharper. Stoicism doesn't tell you to like pain. It asks one cold question: if this pain is unavoidable, why not turn it into an asset? The strong shape their character in adversity, the weak are shaped by it. Adversity doesn't create who you are. It reveals it. When things are easy, and you can be kind. When everything collapses, your true self appears. Marcus Aurelius wrote to himself, "Fire hardens steel, adversity hardens character." The strong actively ask, will I become after this? Which version of me is allowed to survive? The weak let circumstances decide their attitude, decide their limits, decide what they believe about themselves. Adversity doesn't ask permission to shape you. Only awareness can stop it. Meaning is forged through struggle, not given through convenience. This is a truth most people don't like. Meaning doesn't appear when life is easy. It appears when you are tested, forced to grow, forced to take responsibility. If your life feels too smooth, there's a good chance you're moving sideways. The Stoics didn't seek a comfortable life. They sought a life worth living. Everything meaningful requires a certain level of endurance. No exceptions. Time rewards those who endure and exposes those who pretend. Time doesn't care what you say. It only watches what you do and for how long. Those who pretend to be strong collapse when there's no audience, no praise, no external motivation. Those who are truly strong endure quietly, accumulate quietly, move forward quietly. Stoicism always emphasizes this. An impatient era of slate. Character is built in silence. Time will speak for you. You don't need to. This is the grub that makes many people quit the video. But if you do these exercises, you no longer fear pain the same way. Exercise 1. Pain reframe when facing a major hardship. Right, what happened? Facts only, no emotions. What is this forcing me to learn? Which version of me must die after this? Pain gains meaning when you ask the right questions. Exercise 2. Adversity audit. Look back at the 3 biggest cries in your life. What did you lose? And what did you gain in strength, awareness, or limits? Many losses are actually disguised forms of freedom. Exercise 3. Voluntary discomfort. Choose one small inconvenience. Cold showers, walking instead of driving, no complaining for 24 hours. Not to punish yourself, but to remind yourself that you can endure more than you think. Exercise 4. Long game mindset. Ask yourself, if I keep this attitude for 5 years, will time be on my side or against me? Time always answers honestly. If Group High taught you endurance, Group IV will teach you something harder, facing the truth even when it wounds your ego. Very few people pass this part. Here's a reason most people avoid the truth. Truth always demands change. And not everyone is willing to pay the price. The strong seek truth even when it hurts, the weak seek comfort even when it lies. This is a Xandra's quote. Because once you truly understand it, you can't live the same way anymore. The weak don't need truth. They need to feel okay. They say, at least I tried. The circumstance didn't allow it. Anyone in my position would do the same. These statements aren't entirely false, but they sedate you. The strong ask instead, what part of this is true even if it embarrasses me? Stoicism treats truth like a scalpel, painful but life-saving. Marcus Aurelius reminded himself, if someone proves me wrong, I will gladly change. If a belief makes you comfortable but doesn't move you forward, it's not a belief, it's a sedative. The strong confront reality, the weak rewrite it to protect their ego. Reality doesn't care about your feelings. It doesn't negate it. But the ego is an excellent storyteller. I didn't fail, it just was to the right time. I'm not lazy, I'm waiting for inspiration. I'm not afraid, I just don't like it. Stoicism calls this subtle self-deception. The strong look straight at reality. Where am I weak? What am I avoiding? What story am I telling to protect myself? Realities don't need your agreement. But if you refuse to accept it, you'll spend your life fighting illusions. The strong learn from criticism, the weak are destroyed by it. Criticism always exposes the ego. The weak hear feedback and think they don't respect me. They don't understand me. The strong hear it and ask, is there any truth in this? Stoicism then teaches you to swallow every criticism. It teaches you to filter. If it's true, learn. If it's false, discard it without resentment. Epictetus said, if someone insults you, remember that you allowed it to hurt you. The bigger the ego, the more fragile you become. The stronger the character, the harder you are to wound. These are exercise no one enjoys. But if you do them, you'll feel much lighter. Exercise 1. Brutal truth journal every night. Write 3 things. Where did I lie to myself today? What responsibility am I avoiding? What do I know is true but haven't faced yet? No fixing. No excuses. Exercise 2. Ego story spotting. When your ego feels triggered, ask, am I protecting the truth or my ego? This question cuts deep. Exercise 3. Criticism extraction. When criticized, follow 3 steps. Listen while reading. Find the one ply it or discard it without emotion. Exercise 4. Reality alignment. Write 1 sentence. My current reality is the result of which choice. No blame. No complaining. If Group IV shattered illusions, Group V answers the final question. How do the strong actually live every day? How do they act? And how do they measure a life? Don't leave. This is where everything comes together. In the end, every philosophy must answer one question when no one is watching: how's you life? That's where the strong and the weak can pretend. The strong act despite fear, the weak let fear decide their fate. Stoics don't wait for fear to disappear before acting. They understand one thing clearly: fear doesn't vanish when you avoid it. It grows. The weak build their lives around avoiding discomfort, rejection, failure, judgment, and slowly, their life becomes a series of compromises with fear. The strong are different. They carry fear with them and move anyway. Marcus Aurelius wrote, don't let what you fear stop you from what you must do. Courage isn't the absence of fear. It's refusing to let fear rule. The strong measure life by growth, the weak measure it by comfort. Most people ask, am I okay? Am I safe? Do I feel comfortable? The Stoics ask, am I becoming better? Growth isn't always pleasant. It's often quite lonely, unrecognized, but growth never betrays you. Comforts us. Comfort lulls you to sleep. It convinces you that standing still is fine. A life that feels easy but doesn't move forward is a life slowly moving backward. Respect is earned through consistency, not demanded through words. The weak talk about values. The strong life them. Stoicism doesn't take persuasion. It teaches embodiment. No need to explain proof to man understanding, just repeat the right actions. Lamano. Consistency is the language reality understands. The strong build themselves in silence, the weak seek validation in noise. The modern world roars noise. But character is built in silence. The weak need likes praise, validation, the strong need progress. They don't turn the journey into a performance. They let results speak. Epictetus said, don't explain your philosophy. Embody it. In every era, those who endure outlive those who complain. History doesn't remember complainers. It remembers those who endure. Not the most talented, not the fastest, but the ones who didn't quit. Stoicism doesn't promise quick victory. It promises you won't be destroyed. And in a chaotic world, that alone is a form of victory. These are not exercise to try. This is a way of living. Exercise 1 Fear Action Rule. Whenever fear appears, ask, if I do this while afraid, what's the worst that could happen? Hands are the smallest version of that action. Exercise 2 Growth metric. Every week answer, where am I stronger? Where am I more disciplined? Where am I more honest? Don't compare yourself to others. Only 2 last week. Exercise 3 Consistency contract. Choose one Stoic habit: writing, training, studying, silence. Commit for 3 days. No announcing, no explaining. Exercise 4 Silence period for 7 days. Don't talk about your plans, don't complain, don't seek validation, just do the work. The Stoics didn't seek an easy life. They sought a solid one. Quiet, unimpressive, unrecognized. But excited they could look in the mirror and say, I lived according to what I could control. And that is timeless strength. If you've made it this far, you probably felt one thing clearly: Stoicism does make you feel good. It makes you awake. No one in this video promised you a gentle life. Only a more stable one when things don't go your way. And if today's words made you pause for a moment, made you reflect on how you're living, then maybe you're ready for this path. This channel isn't for everyone. Stoic Quotes is for those who don't want comfort, don't want to be coddled, but want to face reality and grow. If you want to continue building inner strength, go deeper into Stoic thought and turn it into Stoic Quotes. Not for entertainment, but as a reminder to live correctly. And if you know someone who needs to hear this, share the video. Not to prove anything, just to help them feel a little less lost. We'll meet again. In silence, in discipline, and in truth. Stoic Quotes.